Maybe ParanormalDate.com is for you. People with an interest in things they hear on George's show find their match daily. So if you're looking for that special someone with an interest in UFOs, ghosts, aliens, Bigfoot, conspiracy theories, and of course, the paranormal, come to the dating site inspired by George Norrie. It's always free to search, and if you decide to upgrade to our amazing new features, use promo code GEORGE for a great discount. ParanormalDate.com. You are not alone.
If your family depends on your income and something happened to you, what would happen to them? You need life insurance, and SelectQuote can help you get it at a price you can afford.
SelectQuote found Jacob, 40, who's in excellent health, a 10-year, $500,000 policy for only $19 a month.
Not in perfect health? Don't worry.
SelectQuote found Tanya, 40, who has type 2 diabetes, a 10-year, $500,000 policy for only $32 a month.
We shop companies like Protective, Prudential, American General, and others to find you the company with the best rates. Give your family the security they need at a price you can afford. For your free quote, call 1-800-885-7755. That's 1-800-885-7755. Or go to SelectQuote.com. That's 1-800-885-7755. SelectQuote. We shop, you save.
Get full details on the example policies at SelectQuote.com/commercial. Your premium could vary depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors. Not available in all states.
Every search you make, every click you take, they'll be watching you.
Are you tired of being tracked online? There's a simple solution. DuckDuckGo. It's an all-in-one privacy app with a built-in private search engine, web browser, one-click data clearing, email protection, and more. All for free. Download the app today and get the most comprehensive privacy protection with the push of a button. DuckDuckGo. Privacy simplified. Giving it your all on the court? Make sure you have the right partner by your side. Highland's Leg Cramps Quick Dissolve Tablet. America's #1 leg cramp relief solution for over 10 years. No water needed, no stomach upset, just fast, effective relief. Also available in tablets. Highland's Leg Cramps. To healthy competition and beyond. Available at Walmart, Walgreens, and CVS. Claims based on traditional homeopathic practice, not accepted medical evidence, not FDA evaluated.
And welcome back to Coast. George Norrie with you, Steve Johnson with us. Keith, you said that you mentioned Sandra, your wife. She's involved in this now, too, isn't she?
She has been involved with it for many years, yes, and she has been my helpmate, my partner. She's had to take a step back from it within the past couple of years, mostly for health reasons, because she did have a fall down the stairs, unfortunately, and she did recover from that, but she still gets very, very much pain in her back and gets chronic headaches and everything. So she's had to take some steps back from it. Also, we do a lot of care for our son, who is an adult special needs, and we do take care of him a lot and spend a lot of time with him. We both do. So she's had to step back somewhat, but for many years, she and I have been in with it together.
There's a case in Kentucky called the demonic oppression case. Tell us about that.
Yes, that's a case that's been going on for a number of years. They're very dear friends of mine. I haven't been to their house personally, but we've been in touch for quite a few years. And it seems to subside, and then it just gets worse. These people have been oppressed. They've seen spirit apparitions. They hear knocking. They hear noises. They have a number of pets that have mysteriously died. Even though they take very, very good care of them, they're always taking them to the vet. They just had a string of bad luck. And they did finally confess this to their church, that they're having spirit problems. And the husband is a minister. He was a part-time minister at the church. They confessed it to the church, what's going on. And the church, some people came up and said, I am so glad you said that. I've been experiencing things. I had nowhere else to turn. So I'm so glad you said that. But a lot of the church just turned their backs on them. We don't want to talk to people who are having spirit problems. So they actually had to move out. They had to move out of the community. they're still getting a lot of spirit problems. I hope to get down there sometime. I would love to do a complete prayer session in that house from top to bottom and pray over them, because I think it follows them. It does seem to follow them. I don't know why, whether it's their ancestry. It seems to be generational with them. But they're dear, sincere, loving people, and they're going through such misery because of this. It's one thing after another. Just when they think it stops, then it starts up again. They start seeing apparitions, things are knocking, things are touching them, and they've even had what I believe is partial possession, because they've had some bizarre personality changes as of late. That's just recent, in the past year or so, that their personalities decide to change, then they go back to being themselves. I am very, very worried about them, very concerned about them. This does seem to be actual, genuine paranormal activity, and for some reason they're targeted. They're targeted, and I believe it's demonic spirits that are infiltrating their lives and just making it totally miserable for them. And I'm glad they're very sincere people and they're hanging in there all they can.
Why would they be targeted as good people?
You know, it's very strange, the age-old question, why do bad things happen to good people?
Yeah.
They didn't do anything to deserve this. They didn't take out a Ouija board or start playing with things. They didn't do any spirit contact. It just started out of the blue and just became progressively worse and worse. I think it's generational. I did interview them very thoroughly, and something they hadn't remembered before, they suddenly were going through their family history. They found out that they had relatives, grandparents, who were very, very heavily into the occult. I guess they had lived in the Appalachians for some time. They had family members who were placing curses, or at least burying things, talismans, and things like that. So I suspect that's where it came from, that it's generational and it's revisiting this generation and making them totally miserable.
Let's take a few calls here, Keith, and we'll take calls all of next hour. Let's start with Joe in Monterey, California. Welcome to the program. Hi, Joe.
Thank you, George, for taking my call.
Thank you.
This is a part of the work that I do. I know your guest is probably studied a lot as well, and read a lot of cases and been on different sites in paranormal phenomena investigation. But the possession aspect of it, and I think he'll bear this out, can have many different reasons. I find that some of it is past lives as well, like hauntings, maybe past lives, and places, and people get hauntings too from past lives. They might have incurred the wrath of some people or soul or whatever, and they will not go into the light, they will seek vengeance. So sometimes that happens. I want to ask your guest, did he ever investigate extraterrestrial possession? Because that is also a part of it. We call this a demonic, in general. This is a demonic as a term, as an evil spirit, or spirits that do wrong to people, like you said, against God, against soul, actually.
Ever come across anything like that, Keith? ETs?
Yes, I have. I have two dear friends that live here in Maine. They're actually in Maine, in New England, and they're sisters, and they have been through a lot of alien possession, both of them. And they're twins, too. Just like my brother and I are identical twins, they happen to be twins. And they didn't have this problem until, I guess, about several years ago. Suddenly, one of them seemed to go under another personality. She actually had to be hospitalized. And then it happened, she recovered, then it happened to the other one. And now, on and off, both of them are having this. And they say it's alien possession. It's the strangest thing. I'll be talking to one of them, and she'll be talking normally. She'll be upset, crying, and all of a sudden this deep, guttural, harsh voice will come out and start talking that she's mine, I own her, and then she'll go back to her other personality. Just switch back and forth within seconds, and it's horrendous to listen to. But that's the first time I've come across this, where it's just back and forth, back and forth. And they do claim that it's alien possession. They've been in touch with aliens for some time. They're abductees. They claim to be abductees, and just making them totally miserable. It's not a good thing. It's not a pleasant thing at all what they're going through.
cleanse a house, Keith?
What we do is we start at one point in the house, usually in the cellar, and we work our way up, go through every single room, the attic, we try to get into crawl spaces. We just pray, and it's like sweeping the dirt, sweeping the dust from one room to another. And of course, eventually it's going to get cornered. As we cleanse one room, we go to another and another. Finally, we expel the spirits. We do what we can to expel the spirits. It has been successful, and we have even reported that on audio and video. You can hear the spirits suddenly scream. It's very, very rare that this will happen, but sometimes you're standing right in the room, you'll hear the spirit scream or say something, and then the house feels a lot clearer. I wish it was always successful. Unfortunately, it's not, but quite often we do have success.
Why doesn't it work when it doesn't?
It's very strange, like sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it's because the client or the person themselves that lives in that house is not cooperating. They're not cooperating all the way. They're giving into their fear, or they still want to have their comfortable spirit communication, and of course that'll open up the whole situation right over again. Sometimes they don't cooperate, and sometimes they're just so fearful. Sometimes you don't know why it doesn't work. My friends in Kentucky, sometimes they've been praying and praying and praying, and it just, for some reason, it keeps coming back even stronger. So it's a mystery why sometimes it works. I think it's the strength of the spirit itself.
Let's go to Jeff in Williston, North Dakota. Welcome to the show. Hey, Jeff, go ahead.
Thanks, George, for having me on. Thank you, Keith. I'd like to share a story with you, Keith. I shared it before with George, and then I have a question.
Sure.
George, you remember a while back I once told you